my Cluck and Bell vs Knoway Out comparison video, I declared that Knoway Out was the new king of tier 2 heists in GTA Online, as it can be done in roughly the same amount of time as Cluck and Bell, it pays you more money with the Elite Challenge, and it has more interesting mission design elements to it. But I can see that some of you are still not convinced of Knoway Out's potential. In fact, many players even think that it's more difficult than Cluck and Bell. And while that is true if we go by enemy layout and objectives alone, I've actually got some tips for you that will turn Knoway Out from a 1-hour slogfest into a sub 40-minute walk through the park. That's right, folks. In today's Knoway Out speedrun guide, we're going to be pulling out all the stops, and you're going to be getting every single exploit, time-optimized route, and skip that I've learned during the last few days. If you implement these simple tips, you will quickly realize that Knoway Out is actually a very chill heist, and I also guarantee that you'll bag that extra $100,000 for the Elite Challenge every single time, and I bet it won't even take you any longer than your average Cluck and Bell run once you start getting the hang of it. But before we start, here's what you need to do. Grab yourself a really fast bike. It could be a Shitaro, a Nagasaki Shinobi, a Reaver. It doesn't really matter as long as you feel comfortable riding it. Personally, I recommend the HSW Hakucho drag, as there's simply no contesting the fact that it's the fastest way to get from point A to point B on the map if you're traveling by land. The Western Power Surge is also a really nice alternative for those of you out there who aren't on next gen for HSW upgrades. It does have a really good top speed of 130 miles an hour, and because it's an electric bike, it accelerates like a bat out of hell. And lastly, if you're on a very tight budget, or maybe even if you're a new player, get yourself the Batty 801RR. It costs just $15,000, but it will completely embarrass most supercars in the game once you bolt on a few engine and transmission upgrades. And if you're not super comfortable riding bikes, if you want some armor and firepower on your side, honestly, there's nothing better than using a Vigilante or even the old faithful armored Kuruma if you're on a budget. However, if you want the fastest possible times, I really recommend a bike, and you'll see why once we get to mission number 2. And for your weapons here, I suggest a mix of an assault rifle, a shotgun, a heavy weapon, and some explosives. You'll also need at least one silence gun. My personal loadout contains a special carbine, an assault shotgun with the drum mag, and I also like to bring my silenced AP pistol along with some sticky bombs, a grenade launcher, and a railgun. Sometimes I'll swap out the special carbine for a service carbine or even carbine rifle Mark II because I like the extra precision that those offer, but that's everything you need for the mission right there. And finally, if you want to drastically cut down on your traveling time, you can also create custom jobs near every payphone to warp around the map, but I really don't bother with all that stuff as I've completed this heist in under 40 minutes even without job warping, and that means you can too. Alright, now with the prep work out of the way, it's time to dive headfirst into the mission setups themselves with our personal vehicle equipped beforehand. And for this mission, Negative Press, I've got a nice route that you can follow from the payphone to the Knoway Out depot that will save you a few seconds. When you arrive at the depot, park your bike here like this, equip a suppressed weapon, and take out all the enemies inside. You don't need to be precise because the stealth check in here is very forgiving, and the guards also are practically deaf and blind, but if you alert them, they will spawn in new waves, and that may slow you down, so simply just take them out as well in the order that I'm showing you right now. Okay, now with the guards out of the picture, let's plant a sticky bomb on this Knoway Out taxi and get into the control pod. Remember, you must plant a sticky bomb beforehand, otherwise you'll end up wasting a lot of time later, and I'm about to explain why very soon. Then head out of the depot and turn right, hold her down at full throttle, and simply follow this path that I'm showing you to get to Little Seoul Park, where there's a ramp and a billboard. Along the way, feel free to complete all the objectives that you need to do, like running over the pedestrians, or trashing traffic lights, keeping at high top speed, things of the like. But once you arrive at the skate park, you can do one of two things here. If you have the jump 30 feet in the air objective, use this ramp to complete it easily. If you have the speeding at 50-mile-an-hour objective instead, you probably completed it along the way. So instead, park your taxi next to this billboard, get out of the control pod, and detonate the sticky bomb to destroy the taxi and the billboard simultaneously. Once that's done, you can choose to pull out your grenade launcher, destroy the 3 remaining taxis inside of the depot, and then take your Hakucho drag, which is parked right outside this building, and then methodically destroy the remaining taxis and billboards around the map using your sticky bombs. Ideally, you want to start with the side that's closest to the beach and work your way up, so that way you'll end up at this billboard near the gas station, which is the closest one to Avi's dead drop. If you did everything right, you shouldn't need more than 9 minutes to complete this first mission, which is also the second longest mission in the entire Knoway Out questline. Then for the second mission, inside job, we've got 2 big tips here. First, don't wait for your contact to blow up the taxis. Instead, you want to do this yourself by chucking a few sticky bombs or grenades through the window of the Omnis EGT, then park right next to the stairs so the guy can jump right in and drive over these hills on the left side of the road to lose the cops. Once you're at the secret FIB office, you will have to suffer through this guy's incessant yapping for about a minute straight, but you can actually shut him up a lot quicker here by dialing one of your contacts on the phone. Then take out all the enemies with your handy dandy assault shotgun and drive straight to the data center. But before you get inside, it's time for the second tip for this mission. Take out these 3 enemies standing outside, then park your bike over to the left side of the entrance, right next to these support beams, behind the big red shipping container. Then go inside, grab your 3 hard drives you need to complete the objective, and when you walk outside, you can safely ignore everything that's going down because of where you parked your bike. You see, there's this little space hidden behind this container over here, and you can actually squeeze yourself through this gap and avoid the whole encounter with the HVY Menacer if you have trouble taking out those enemies. Now, all you have to do is just haul cheeks straight to Avi's dead drop, and voila, you've successfully completed both phases of the second mission in just under 8 minutes right there. Next, we're about to save a whole lot of time in mission number 3, which is both the shortest setup in this quest line as well as the most entertaining one in my opinion, and I'll show you how to finish this whole affair in under 5 minutes. First, you take your bike downstairs and park it over here. Then pull out any weapon you want and deal with this initial wave of guards you'll find. But once you get to the escalator near the train, don't run down. Instead, take a fall over this railing right here and hop directly into the train, avoiding the gunfight with the guards who are standing nearby. Now from here, it's as easy as hacking this panel and killing the guards in the next train. Then you take out the remaining guards near this container, you grab one of those power surge bikes and open up your interaction menu so you're ready to chow down on snacks during your big escape. There will be a lot of bad guys along the way, as well as a few roadblocks, but simply follow this route that I'm showing you and you'll be able to escape without firing a single shot. And you shouldn't even take that much damage anyway. But after that, keep heading through the storm drain until you arrive at these train tracks right here. They're the same ones we used for the second mission of the Cluckenbell farm raid, and then from here you can easily get to Avi's dead drop and finish the third mission. Mission number 4 is trash talking, and this is unfortunately going to be a lot longer than tunnel vision. However, I've got a few more clever skips for you that will completely bypass most of the tedium here. First, grab your garbage truck and head straight to the Knoway office that's marked on your map. And here's where the magic begins. Instead of disabling the camera by fiddling around with the fuse box, you can directly jump over this fence, knock out this guard right here, and grab the bags in full view of the CCTV. All you have to do to avoid detection is take cover outside of the vision cone for 1 second, and then you're free to run right through the camera's view once again. Repeat this for both bags, then get the heck out of there as fast as you can and head straight towards the next office before anyone realizes what you're up to. Alternatively, feel free to take out these 2 guards right here and also this guy right near the entrance, and then head outside with your loot. You are going to raise the alarm, but rest assured, news hasn't traveled to the other office compounds, and it never will if you simply destroy these vehicles pursuing you. Then Avi will tell you that the genuine garbage collectors are on their way to the second depot, and he's going to suggest that you should deal with them before heading there, or else your cover will be blown. Ignore him completely and drive directly to the next location. I'll show you how to get in and out just in time before the actual garbage collectors arrive and your cover is blown. First, you're going to enter the office compound in reverse. This is going to make your escape after a lot faster. Then park right next to these stairs right here, shoot this camera with a suppressed weapon of yours, and jump this fence and drop these 2 guards. Now all you have to do is collect your blue bags and drive away. Job done, easy as pie. And then for the third and final FIB office, park your truck right here, show your pass to the guard at the entrance, and as soon as he unlocks the gate, what you need to do is plant yourself in this corner right here so that you can take him out along with the camera without ever being detected. After that, you need to play this little snake minigame for the door hack, and inside, just follow this route that I'm showing you to grab both documents unnoticed. You'll find that these documents spawn in the same locations with every single playthrough that you do. When you get outside, Avi will tell you that there's a FIB van escaping with some more intel that you need, but don't panic, because even with your slow garbage truck, you can actually chase these guys and put a bullet through the driver's head. From there, all you have to do is head directly to Avi's dead drop and park your truck right here in this spot. New cops will rarely spawn once you park here, and even then you can use this pile of lumber as cover to avoid detection. And that's it. You've now completed the longest mission in this entire heist in just 10 minutes. But we are not done yet here, because for the last mission, you'll need to collect this hacking device and then willingly surrender yourself to the FIB goon squad that's after you. Then, after the most hilarious interrogation scene ever recorded in a GTA game, all you have to do is open this book right here and search for the wire that goes to the image of a lock. Remember that color of the wire, and then use this pen on the table to break open the housing for that door lock. Then simply disconnect the right wire to open your jail cell and karate chop this guy in the neck. Steal his weapon, get to your stash gear over here, and start headshotting every single FIB agent in sight. Remember, you do need 35 total headshots for that elite challenge, so instead of mowing them down randomly, take your time and line up those headshots. This is absolutely crucial essential if you want to make that $100,000. And don't worry about that 10-minute time limit for the Elite Challenge. You are not pressed for time. We are going to be well under it by the end of this mission. I do recommend using the rifle that you feel most comfortable with here. So for me, it's either the service carbine or the carbine rifle Mark II, or of course everyone loves the special carbine Mark II. But no matter what, on your way to the helipad, you'll come across another large group of enemies in this room right here. And once again, take your time, line up those headshots to the best of your ability. Most of y'all are probably playing on auto aim anyway, so you lock on center mass and then just flick up for a headshot. But head upstairs, confront the guys near the helicopter, then you'll get this scripted crash landing near this beach, and I suggest taking cover near this rock right here and lining up those headshots. You can use an assault rifle, a sniper, whatever you feel like will get you the most headshots in the least amount of time. Having a railgun or a homing launcher handy could also be recommended for you, so you can easily destroy the Annihilator helicopter. But if you're not sure about your headshot count, you can certainly headshot the pilots in these choppers. That may bring you over the 35 headshot threshold if you're under it still, and I usually just go for the headshots anyway. But once you're done, grab the Sea Shark and head straight towards Avi's final location. Alternatively, if you don't care at all about the Elite Challenge and you don't want to bother for that extra $100,000, what you can actually do is just ignore all the guards at the beach, commandeer this FIB SUV right here, and drive onto the main road. From there, you tell your mechanic to bring your vigilante and follow this path that I'm showing you. Just stay on the tracks until you arrive at this hill over here on the beach, then angle your vigilante so you're facing it head on, drive towards it, and hit that rocket boost. Then watch as your vigilante flies straight into the ocean and lands right next to Avi's boat. I don't really recommend that. The $100,000 for the Elite Challenge is worth the trouble that you take to go out of your way to do it, but to each their own. But with all that being said, that does it for my No Way Out speedrun guide. I hope this video guide helps you on your journey to completing No Way Out in 40 minutes or less. And believe me, it's more than doable within that time if you follow the tips I've provided. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to drop a like on it if you found it informative. Consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are new and you want to see more GTA 5 online content just like this. Of course, check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.